Hey YouTube, so a lot of you have been asking for a build, and I'm here to give it to you. So for starters, we're going to start in the Swordmaster tree. Pretty much, I take majority of everything here. The only thing that I don't take are inspiration, because I don't care to be buffing myself and or my companions, because usually the fights tend to veer off into the more solo aspect and you kind of get into a 1v1 in close quarter combat, and I am trying to specialize in close quarter combat. So if you want to specialize in that as well, stick around. All right, so I do have 3 points in knee charge. You don't need that. I haven't respec recently, and I would only put 1 point in it. Knee charge is currently a little bit buggy. They need to refine it, make it a bit better, and once they do so, maybe this skill will be viable again, in my opinion, but currently it's not viable. So yes, we are starting in the way category on the right hand side of the skill tree. Knee charge, not viable. All right, next we're gonna go to field medicine. You recover more health immediately when using health kits. It's good. You can put 3 points in it. If I didn't have all the points in knee charge, I would probably put points in field medicine, and then moving on to disciplined breathing, because stamina is king currently in the game and it's meta of fighting. This ability will help you get your stamina back quicker, and it also increases your stamina recovery rate. Stamina is king, remember that. Also, optimized hydration is a good perk to have. You definitely want to take it because water affects your stamina, so you always want to keep your stamina high in fights, and having your water full in fights will keep the amount of stamina, like your full threshold of stamina, high. So remember that, guys. You want to keep your stamina high at all times. Okay, next, for an attack ability, crippling strike is goated. You definitely want to take crippling strike. Crippling strike will keep you alive. It will keep enemies off of you that are really trying to push for you, because the slow is devastating to them. It is a quick acting move, but it can also be parried, so be careful. Some guys out there are good with the parries. All right, next we're moving on to general conditioning. You definitely want general conditioning because it increases the threshold of your max stamina. This ability is great to have. Not an ability, it's a perk. But all right, we have desert conditioning. This is a good ability to have. You want this because it will also make sure that you're not limited on stamina. You have trained yourself to deal with the vigors of the desert, decreasing your max stamina loss while dehydrated. This is great if you're doing open desert PvP in a DD and you're not in a testing station. This is great because the sun, it will constantly drain your water, which means your stamina will constantly fluctuate throughout fights. So make sure you're keeping your water high, guys. All right, I don't know how to say this. Persistent strike, I think, when your blood is saturated with melange. And this guy, for anyone who's new to Dune and has not played much PvP, you can use your Z ability. This is what activates these capstone skills. So once you activate your Z ability, aka some people call it ultimate ability, it's the purple bar in the middle of your screen after you do all of the trials in the game, basically complete the main story. You activate this. So you see multiple ways in which to damage your enemies. After using any Swordmaster ability, your next strike will strike twice, reflecting 2 possible versions of the future coverage. It just means that you get to attack twice, hurts them double the amount. It's a really good ability. Definitely want that. Next, deflection I just take so I can branch off into the next tree. I also take blood tolerance because a lot of people do like to use retaliate like I do, and you don't want to take much bleed damage. Bleed damage is a dot that reactivates once retaliate activates. You definitely don't want to get caught with retaliate much. It is a devastating ability. We'll talk about it in a little bit. I don't take reckless lunge. I don't lunge a lot, but a lot of people do lunge. I just don't take it because I would rather have disciplined breathing, thrive on danger, and parabindal stability. So that's why I don't take this, but you can throw this in your rotation if you like to sprint attack, which a lot of people do, and it's really good. So think about it. It's up to you. It's your choice. Next, we have confidence. Every time you attempt difficult attacks like a sprint attack or a slow blade, you gain increased confidence, which reflects as damage mitigation. This is pretty good. You definitely need this. If you're getting shot, if someone's shooting a rocket at you while you're doing a slow blade, this will stop you from taking a lot of damage, and you're going to be using your slow blade attacks a lot. So you don't want to die. That's the ability you want to take. Confidence. All right, we got solid stance here. As your training increases, you have learned to avoid knocked around by enemies' attacks. This is really good to have. This increases your poise, like any Elden Ring game or something like that. You won't get knocked around as much. So this is great to have. Definitely a must, in my opinion. Thrive on danger is an absolute must to have on your techniques bar. You need to have thrive on danger, because if you get low, this is basically a free med kit for yourself. It also stops you from spending as much stamina when your health gets low. So when you're about to die, this ability will turn the tides of the fight and put you back into the fight. So definitely think about getting thrive on danger. Consider it in your build. If you're trying to have a build like mine, you must have thrive on danger. Okay, next we're going to go to blade damage under the blade tree. Blade damage is key. I use a blade. You probably use a blade. Everyone probably uses a blade. You need this to be maxed if so. I'm going to respec here soon, so I'm going to max it, but it just hasn't been maxed yet. I'm also level 175, guys, I forgot to mention, so I have a lot of skill points. If you don't have a lot of skill points, do what you can with what you got. Anyways, retaliate. Retaliate is such a good ability. Reason being, because if someone heavy attacks you, aka slow attacks you, they'll hit the first one. Then they're going to need to hit a second one to potentially kill you. If you have this ability on your abilities bar, the second slow attack that an enemy tries on you, you will be able to parry. You will be able to stagger them and bleed them. This is an awesome ability to save you from taking a free shot from your enemy. Definitely have this on your bar. You need it in close quarter combat. CQC is definitely required to have retaliate, in my opinion. You need this ability as a blade master close quarter combat fighter. You need this ability. Okay, Blades of Dance. Not necessary, but I needed it to get the rest of the abilities in this tree. So, defeating an enemy with a blade empowers your next attack with a blade for a brief period. So this increases your damage boost by 15% and for a duration of 10 seconds. This is pretty good. Anytime you kill something, whether it's an NPC or a player, you get a boost to your damage. So definitely think about getting this ability. All right, next we have long blade damage. If you're using a sword, which you shouldn't be, you should not be using a sword. Swords are not that great right now. Don't use a sword. Anyways, if you use long blade damage, you need a rapier. You want to use a rapier because it still gets the bonus damage from this passive skill. So definitely take this. 15 increased percent damage, definitely good. Foil. You don't need foil. Foil is a good ability. Not gonna hate on foil, but I like retaliate a lot more. I don't use foil much. I tried it in a couple fights. I definitely like retaliate because I'm not planning on getting hit. So having a negative 50% enemy damage on my target is not that great for 10 seconds. I'd rather bleed them for 10 seconds so that they are under a bit more pressure. Okay, we're gonna go to precise parry. Is when your blood is infused with melange, your parries expose additional weaknesses in the defenses of your enemy. Their ability to mitigate damage is decreased by 20%. This is fantastic. You want them to take more damage. You want your enemies to take more damage. Therefore, take this ability. It is really good. I maxed it out. You should too. Anyways, we're going to move on to the Bene Gesserit skills. Skill tree. We're going to talk a little bit about the Bendu Sprint. The Bendu Sprint is good. You want to have it. It is good to swap to Bendu Sprint when you are in need. It's situational. If you're trying to escape, if you're in a testing station and you want to get out, this is the ability to go with. You need this ability. Put it on your bar, get out or get in, and then take it off your bar. Up to you. Anyways, we're under the waiting way, and we're going to talk about manipulate instability. Manipulate instability. Once an enemy is stunned, staggered, or knocked back, you strike invulnerable nerve, ending to cause more damage. This is fantastic. If I had more points, I would definitely put more into this trait and then put it on my bar. I do not have more points, so definitely think about putting this on your bar. You can swap this out interchangeably. Again, guys, you can only have 3 techniques, so therefore you have to consider what it is you want in your bar. So that being said, let's move on to more blade damage. Everyone needs more blade damage. This is the Bene Gesserit blade damage. Also, you have your Swordmaster blade damage. Don't get it confused. Blade damage is just good with both of these classes. They both have perks to increase it. I don't use a short blade, guys, so I'm not going to use the short blade passive ability. I'm going to leave that one at 1 point. Weirding Step. Weirding Step is fantastic. It is a great ability. The cooldown on it is pretty short, but the stamina cost on it is pretty high. Consider that. Stamina is everything. Okay, so if you're trying to catch your opponent, definitely use Weirding Step if you have an opponent that's running a lot, or if you just like to teleport, hey, use it, but I do not use it. All right, Prana Bindu Strikes. This is an okay ability. I don't really like it. I don't put it on my kit. It's not for me. The range on it is very short, and usually it doesn't stagger enough to be viable in combat for me right now. It's not cool enough either. It's very basic, and yeah, they could do a little bit better rework and make it. Anyways, we're gonna do Bindu Dodge for the capstone skill. When you're using your ultimate ability, you just get a lot stronger with all these capstone skills. The more capstone skills that you can have, the better. When enough spice permeates your bloodstream, you become able to combine your Bendu training with your limited ability to see the future after a successful parry. Darts and blade attacks pass through you. You hear that, guys? Darts and blade attacks pass through you. They don't tell you the specifics on how long this lasts for, but I'm pretty sure it lasts for about 10 seconds. So work on your parries. This ability is fantastic. Land a parry, or if you land a retaliate, this retaliate counts as a parry. It counts as a parry. So these two work hand in hand. Definitely think about it. It's good. I don't use anything in the voice tree because a lot of people use on the Mentat tree Iron Will. So a lot of the voice abilities right now are a little underpowered in my opinion. So I don't use any of them. So let's move on to body control. Body control is just basically statistics, a stat boost tree. So you're going to basically want the recovery under body control. You are able to heal your body more effectively after suffering catastrophic injury, regenerating your health to a higher threshold than normal. So you get more health regen, and this is going to help you have more survivability in a match or in a fight or in a 1v1, whatever you want to call it. Sun tolerance. Sun tolerance is cool. If you're fighting outside of a testing station or open world, this is great. It stops you from draining your water as much and becoming sunstroked while you're fighting out in the open world, which can be devastating and cause you to lose a fight or a match. So definitely want to consider putting a couple points here. I don't use this much right now because I don't need that much healing. I'm going to rely on my Thrive on Danger ability, and I'm going to basically heal a lot off of that. But this is viable. Again, you only have 3 techniques, so choose wisely. Next, we're going to go with Vitality. This is a must. You need this ability. Increase your max health so that you have about a bar and 40% of another bar of health. So this is a great one to have. Definitely max Vitality out. You definitely need it if you're going to be fighting CQC. Self-healing. You are strongly in touch with your own nervous and immune systems. You are able to boost any healing that you perform on yourself. So this is a great ability. You definitely need to max this out because it goes hand in hand with the Thrive on Danger ability. If you get low, you will heal 30% more when you're using the Thrive on Danger ability. Okay, so when you get low, again, remember, Thrive on Danger heals you. This will increase that healing. Use it. It is very, very strong. Okay, poison tolerance. A lot of people use poisons for whether it's poison darts, whether it's the poison tooth, whether it's a poison shotgun, or they're just using a blueprint that allows them to take a pill, and all of their weapons do poison. Poison is a common thing in PvP, so definitely take tolerance to poison. We're gonna do para Bendu stability. This gives you more poise. I like that it's 20%. 20% is really strong to me. I do not want to be staggered or stunned that long, so therefore I put this on my bar. I want to be able to control my character at all times as much as possible and be able to play the game. So therefore I take a lot of poise or staggering resistances. That's how I like to play games. I don't want to be CC'd. I'd rather be tanky and be able to stay in the fight as long as possible. So therefore I put this on my techniques bar. All right. Litany of Against Fear, I don't use. Metabolize poison, I don't use because I don't want my stamina to be drained while I'm fighting. Even if I'm poisoned, I'd rather just take the poison and not have my stamina bar drop instead of my health. I'd rather just utilize my health. Okay, next we take 2 points into our paleontologist. We take vehicle repair, because if you're in a deep desert and you're doing PvP, you're definitely going to be in ornithopter fight, and you're going to need to repair that vehicle very often, and you want to reduce the amount of durability loss on your vehicles and on your flyers. So therefore, I am going to max this as soon as I can. I obviously need 25 more levels, and those 25 more levels are going to help me get these abilities and skills that I am kind of missing and lacking in my build. But leveling up after 170 is a little bit tedious and a little bit rough. So grind, get a little bit more points, and you'll definitely get there. All right, next we have the Mentat tree. If you didn't know, this is goated information. If you did not know, this is how you raid other players' base. You'll want to take shield wall. You don't need it. You don't need to use it. You want to take Solido decoy. You don't need it. You just don't need it. Iron Will. If you're fighting someone that is using a lot of voice abilities, switch this onto your bar. Run away from them. Switch this. Put this onto your bar, and then fight them. This ability source of power is clutch. It's key. You need this if you're raiding enemy bases. You put this bad boy down. It gives you unlimited power to your power pack. If you're having a team fight, you can put this down, and if your enemies are using a lot of guns or a lot of turrets or a lot of anything, you can put this down and your teammates and yourself will not have your shields drained for a duration of 20 seconds. It's really strong, but the enemy can destroy it simply by sniping it or blowing it up with a grenade. Consider that. What I use it for most is raiding bases. I put it down, I use a las gun, I cut through walls like butter, and I get into an enemy base and I take it over and I steal all their resources, and then I leave, take it off my bar. That's how I use it, guys. So think about that when you're using it, or when you think or consider it, added it to your kit. That's a little gold tip for the day. And all right, next we have the trooper ability. Obviously you have to have Shikawire. Shikawire is the high mobility skill in this game that allows you to traverse across the deep desert and fight basically an aerial style of combat with a full suspensor belt. So mentioning the Shikawire and fighting an aerial combat, I will go to my inventory and I'll show you my build. Currently, what I'm wearing is a Hallex pick. This is one of the strongest blades that I found thus far in the game after 200 plus hours in this game. So definitely consider the Hallex pick. You're gonna have to farm for it. You're gonna have to buy it on the market. Again, by preference, you're gonna have to buy a lot of these blueprints on the market if you're not successful in testing stations and DD currently. But a lot of people are selling these blueprints, and they should be selling them on your server because they want Solari. Everyone wants Solaris. So think about getting these from your market or farming from them with your friends or solo. If you're doing it solo, be smart. A lot of people are running in groups of 4 because that is the group limit. You should try to find some people to play with, and that will help you get blueprints and stronger in the game. All right, just prefer. Next, I have Regis Burst Drill Shot. This is a fantastic weapon. If you are able to create a little bit of distance between you and your opponent, whip this bad boy out, shoot them a couple times. It'll force them to dodge, making them use a little bit of their stamina, which is what you want. I always keep a las gun on me. Las gun. This is a versatile weapon. It can attack vehicles from a great distance if they're above you in the sky. It can break down bases. If someone's shield pops and you shoot a player with the las gun, it does a tremendous amount of damage because it shoots 600 rounds per minute and does 84 damage. 84, and the range is insane. You can shoot them from 80 meters away. So therefore, I keep this on my kit at all times. The Regis rocket launcher needs to be on everyone's kit. I don't care who you are. It needs to be on every single player's kit if you're in the deep desert, because you want to be able to scare players away from where you're operating. You don't want anyone who is not your friend to be near you. So if you see their bird land, shoot them, get them out of there. You don't want them telling their buddies, hey, there's a guy over here. So shoot them, damage their ship, force them to retreat and have to repair and leave the vicinity. You don't want anyone near you. And if you see someone near you and you don't know them, you should probably hightail it out of there, because trust and believe they're probably in Discord telling their buddies, hey, this guy's over here solo. All right, next we have the Forge helmet. This helmet is fantastic, especially for doing testing stations and fighting enemies. Again, you want light armor. If you're doing any close quarter combat, you want light armor. Again, I will say, if you're doing close quarter combat, you want light armor. If you have heavy armor and you're trying to do close quarter combat, you are wrong. You're going to lose because you cannot dodge as frequently. With light armor, you can dodge about 7 times, 6 to 8 times. With heavy armor, you can only dodge 3 to 5 times. Again, you can only dodge 3 to 5 times if you have heavy armor on. That is not good. You're going to lose any close corner combat. If you're wearing heavy armor, you better have 3 teammates that are going to peel for you and keep people off of you. You better know how to use the suspensor blast, and you better know how to have a turret down and good grenades and the like, okay? If you guys want a trooper build, just let me know in the comments down below. Just comment trooper build and I'll get around to it. Please comment down below trooper build. Just comment below trooper build and I will put up a trooper build. I'll build a trooper build. I've been meaning to do one, but if you guys really want it and you want to see it, let me know. I'll put one up. All right. Next, we're using the Forge chest piece. Forge chest piece, awesome. Same as the Forge headpiece. Just gives you more mitigation against poisons, blades, and fire. It also gives you energy mitigation as well. Next, we have the IX core leggings. These leggings are goated. You need these leggings. It reduces your stamina cost by 10%. You need these leggings. I cannot emphasize it enough. You need these leggings. So go get them. If you have any other IX core equipment, they will also reduce your stamina cost, which is fantastic. So definitely look out for the IX core pieces. They're just fantastic. You need them for sure, 100%. The next I have the Forge gloves. These are fantastic. I haven't really found boots that I like, so I just wear the chrome scout boots. Again, all my armor is light, so I can dodge more. I don't really take a lot of bullet damage because I have a Holtzman shield MK5. Your shield is important. You need the strongest one that you can find. So therefore, find the strongest shield that you can make and wear it. Don't say, oh, I'm saving up resources and that. You can't save resources and you can't play the game if you die. So stay alive as much as possible. Wear the strongest equipment you can while you're out and stay away from worms. That's the only way you're going to lose all of your gear. So stay away from the worms and you won't lose your gear, okay? Stay away from the worms. You won't lose your gear. All right, full suspensor belt. This is the only belt I wear in the game currently. I think it's really, really strong. If you use a Shika wire, you hold spacebar, you're going to fly hundreds of meters away from your enemy, whether it's vertically or horizontally. You're going to take off. Guys, wear this belt. It's goated. I love it, and it's cool as hell. All right, next we have Power Pack MK6. Obviously, it's one of the strongest power packs that you could get in the game, and you need it. It's just going to keep all of your equipment working smoothly. Your regen is going to be cool, like sweet when you're freaking out and about. Your energy is just gonna pop right back up really quick. You're gonna need that. You're definitely gonna need that. I keep a decaliter Leader John on me at all times, and you should too. You definitely need this. Fill it up when you get back to your bases and you take your little break, and make sure you're keeping your health up. I always keep MK2 bandaged on me, a stack of 20 stacks. So you should do the same. Yeah, here's my character stats if you want to see them. Other than that, guys, that's it. That's it for my PvP build. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing special. Unless you seen a lot of my content, you see me whooping on people. But hey, yeah. If you like the video, guys, like, subscribe, and definitely let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.